golden age of steam, an engine seldom seen by those who never lived in bygone days. Big Boy was her name and went on to railroad fame as the largest engine on the UP line. The last of all her class, she survives from out the past to show the power of steam in modern time. Roll on, big boy, roll on, big boy, rumbling across the northern plains. Roll on, big boy, roll on, big boy, climbing up the Wasatch Mountain Range. In 1959, they took her off the line and wrote her off as progress for the time. No dry eye could be found in jungles or in towns where once Big Boy had rolled in her prime. From the junkyards of the past, 4014 is the last to carry on the legacy of steam. At 488 and 4 and a part of railroad lore, she roars from out the past like some lost dream. Roll on, big boy, roll on, big boy, rumbling across the northern plains. Roll on, big boy, roll on, big boy, climbing up the Wasatch Mountain Range. Roll on, big boy, roll on. Roll on, big boy, roll on. Roll on, big boy, roll on. Roll on.
Go. Hi guys, CSX 8817 Productions here, Joshua Manny of CSX 8817 Productions. I am standing in front of the icon, the Union Pacific Big Boy, as I travel cross country and is here today in Philadelphia, July 4th for the America's 250th anniversary. And this will be the 1K video of my channel, so stay tuned, relax, and enjoy the ride. It's gotta be, but it's behind the bushes, bro. Yeah! Woo! Come on, big boy. Bring him in. I heard that whistle. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it over your head, bro. Woo! There, bro, look, there it is. Big boy. There it is. You go, boy, you go! Big as hell. USA! 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 Wait. Shaving haircut! Even though he's hot. Okay, they're ready. All the way across the intersection? Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay. Can you do a shave and a haircut? You gotta be louder. You gotta do it louder. Do it on the walkie. Want me to? That's on you. That's up to you. They'll probably catch me though. They'll probably catch. I don't want to. Yeah, they probably. I'm forced it. No, I don't want to force it though. She's scorching. Just have a haircut. There we go.
16, you ready? 16.
Another train right here.
Back here. Ready to go?
I thought I heard another train.
14, here we go. High ball box down.
Hear the bell. Wedding in Northern was doing out the snow going side by side. Woo! See you Saturday. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, I see you on the internet, yeah. I brought it out of the museum. It's got to be done. There's a whistle stop. Right back. Woo! He's gonna keep blowing the whistle for a while. Yeah, that way they're gonna see us. We don't have that kind of money. Sorry, but I like you more than I like our area. Norfolk Southern cars. They didn't have that on the way up here. Nope. map that Union Pacific covers. Covers that whole west.
If you go to the train station, where it is, you get actually on the ramp, you can see Macy's and you have
When Hub Group. Building America. This is how we build America. Let's see over here too. And yeah, that was the Union Pacific Experience Card. More to come soon.
coast-to-coast tour from downtown Sacramento near historic milepost zero, where construction of the Transcontinental Railroad began in 1863. From California to Nevada, Utah, and Wyoming, Big Boy drew crowds across the West before turning east. After stops in Nebraska and Illinois, number 4014 crossed into Indiana and onto Eastern rails for the first time since 1941, partnering with Norfolk Southern to celebrate our nation's 250th anniversary. In many ways, the tour marks a return to where the locomotive story began in New York, where it first rolled off the assembly line. Hundreds of thousands followed along, lining the route across Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York as the tour steamed toward Philadelphia for the 4th of July. As the nation celebrates 250 years, this coast-to-coast journey is a reminder that progress has always belonged to those willing to go further, to cross mountains, to bridge distance, to pursue what's possible. Railroads carry more than freight. They carry ideas, opportunity, momentum. They helped build a nation, because the story of railroading has always been about people. Every whistle echoes history. Every mile honors those who came before. And every stop reminds us that America's story is still being written. Proof that what started at milepost zero is still moving this great nation forward.
Partner to do it with, and I got to give Mark a lot of credit and his whole team in being able to allow us to run it. it's really a family endeavor. The Norfolk Southern family has accepted it, they've embraced it, and they've done a spectacular job. If you don't
His
mind,
crew is
I wanna
always
take a
up to-
picture with
he's up to
Ed
something.
and Mark this way with all of you guys.
think-
You can, if you don't like railroad CEOs, you can go like this. And if you like it,
Make sure you get them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
okay, let me look at the picture. There was only a few people that went like this, okay? But overall, they were pretty good.
Nah, it's not crazy.
So what we would do to celebrate a great country, do we all agree on everything that everybody does in this country? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you, most things that we do, we have a great country we all live in. We have a great prosperity. And I think it's the country that gives the greatest possibility for people to succeed and move their families so that the next generation is better than this. So let's
Yeah.
celebrate July 4th. Okay? The others, and no, I'm not running for politics. I'm only 67, so as far as presidents, I'm a young guy, okay? Now the real star is a star that's a little older, and that is that steam engine. And it has attracted, and what I love the most is when you watch young kids, 10 years old, come out and really enjoy it and the love that they give. And hopefully that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to celebrate the country and have people enjoy a part of our history. Are those things complicated? Locomotives to operate? Absolutely. And Ed and the entire steam team and the people we have assigned to it that live and work in Cheyenne, Wyoming, do a spectacular job. Now we got to head back west. We started in Sacramento and we're headed back west. Union Pacific started in 1862. Think about what was going on in the country in 1862. Civil War.
Civil War.
But the President and Congress said, if we want to actually get this country and move it forward, we need to have a transportation system. And trains were the way to go back then and build across the country. And that's exactly what happened. The foresight of strong, smart politicians can really drive the country forward. Sometimes it takes a little while to see the full dream, but we cannot complain with what Lincoln. And that's why we have a Lincoln locomotive there to celebrate President Lincoln.
Lincoln 1660.
Let's go back to 1860 and 1862. Everybody today thinks that the internet was invented 100 years ago, and phones, roads,
Nope.
but in actual fact, in 1860 at the census, in California there was only 380,000 people. Today it's 40 million. In Nebraska, so when the railroad started to go across, there really was an empty state there in California. I guess the people who lived there didn't think it was empty, but yeah, there was 380,000 people. In Nebraska, our hometown, where the railroad started to go west from the Missouri River, was a grand total of 14,000 people. The problem was you couldn't get people to move, and the railroad was able to develop towns and cities that today are part of the environment. The reason Atlanta was picked and has become such an important place for Norfolk Southern and for ourselves is that there was another town in Georgia that did not want the railroad to come through their town. And Atlanta ended up as a hub for railroads a long time ago. Pretty cool. So we're here to celebrate America's 250th, and the worst thing you can do as a CEO is keep on yapping. So I'm going to finish right away. It's hot. Listen, thank you all for coming. Really, okay?
Yep.
Now, we're just starting. So guess what? We're trying to do something, and not everybody agrees with us. The smart people all agree. We want to finally have in this country a railroad that goes from one end to the other, so customers can win, okay, and we can move products seamlessly and compete. Because we don't just compete against other American companies, we compete against the world. And if we do it right, we can grow more business in the U.S., better jobs, and people win. So thank you very much. And I'm going to introduce Mark George, the CEO of Norfolk Southern. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, good morning and happy Independence Day, everybody. Really excited to be here. First, I want to thank Natasha and Ed for your service to the country and the presentation of colors. Thank you, Natasha. Thanks for your service to NS. Honored to represent Norfolk Southern today and our predecessor railroads as we kind of celebrate this historic day, 250 years from our nation's birth. Our crews have been working really hard along with the UP crews to ensure the train safely made it across every stop on this journey. So a special shout out to our transportation and engineering crews, James, Richard, Alan, Chris, thank you very much. You know, when Jim and I talked about doing the Big Boy Tour and coming across east on our network, we had a lot of discussion about how far east we go. And I was really certain that the journey east should conclude here in Philadelphia. Not DC, not New York City, but here in Philadelphia, because this is where the country was born, and we're here today to celebrate Independence Day. Here we go.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So while we're celebrating our country's 250th, many of you don't know, but next year, Norfolk Southern's legacy reaches 200 years old.
Wow.
We're going to be celebrating our
Norfolk Southern,
200th
200
anniversary
years.
next year. Just 50 years behind America's founding. And we're really proud to have helped our country expand and propel forward. You know, in those early years, America was a narrow nation anchored on the Atlantic coast. Movement inland was slow. It was costly, it was uncertain, it was dangerous, but the railroads changed that dynamic dramatically by connecting communities, lowering the cost of transportation, shrinking travel times. Yeah, travel times would take months to go just to the Mississippi out west, and suddenly the railroads would allow that to happen in days. And we opened up vast new territories to settlement and commerce. Entire towns and eventually cities rose because of our rail lines. You go to a town and you see a train depot in the center, that was likely the first thing that appeared there. In an entire town, first the rail employees and then others would emerge from that depot and transcend, and cities would grow from it. Today in Pennsylvania, we celebrate 3,400 employees that work here in the Commonwealth. Across the state, communities have grown alongside our rail lines from Scranton to Philadelphia, from Conway to Altoona.
He said everything
We are
Big
super
looks
proud to
good,
celebrate
ready to
the
fire.
people, the places, and the railroading heritage that continue to shape this Commonwealth. That's exactly what we set out to capture with our 6 America 250 locomotives that we have painted by our craftsmen in Juniata, Pennsylvania. They painted all 6 of those. You see the dark red one there that has what on it? The Liberty Bell. What more appropriate to have here in Philly than our locomotive with the Liberty Bell celebrating Philadelphia. You know, in 1915, one of our predecessor railroads, the Pennsylvania Railroad, participated in a tour to carry the Liberty Bell across the nation. It touched 215 towns and millions of Americans to celebrate what originated again here in Philadelphia. Now, at the very end, our train consist also consists of the Marco Polo Pullman car from 1927. This is the car that carried Franklin Delano Roosevelt around as he campaigned for president. And you got to remember, you go back to his era, you're talking the 20s and 30s, there was no Air Force One. There wasn't even an interstate highway. The only way to travel back then was on the railroad. So we were bringing politicians to the communities. And that car is there pretty much preserved in state from when he died. And that car carried his body after he died on our network. So we have a proud history as a nation and as an industry, but every generation has got to play a role in moving us forward. And our early railroad innovators asked themselves simple questions. How do we move goods more efficiently? And this is the same question that motivates us to innovate today. And the backdrop right here, this train with that big boy, which is a beautiful piece of equipment. And I was in the cab yesterday. I can't believe how bloody hot that thing is there. I mean, it is unbelievable. What did you say, 150 degrees in the cab? And 200 if you're standing up. As tall as he is, it's brutal. But that is still operating, as you can see today, with all the beautiful equipment behind it. So, while we work together and demonstrate that us and UP have a common mission,
Imagine how hot it was on Thursday.
Propel our country forward is really why we believe we need to merge to bring a solution to our customers, to our employees, and to our country to move goods seamlessly on a single line instead of having these handoffs like we have today. So we're really proud of what we're doing in this partnership. And we're really proud of where we are as a country, and I encourage you all to stay positive and ignore all the negative discourse that's out there. We are the greatest country on the face of the earth. Remember that. So finally, thank you to our railroaders that are out there, Norfolk Southern and UP railroaders. Thank you to our retirees, to our rail fans. Thank you all for braving the heat to come out here and celebrate our nation with us and marvel at this beautiful piece of equipment. And with that, it's my honor to introduce someone who's helping lead that work forward here today in Pennsylvania. Shelley Cameron, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
Rail stands as a powerful symbol of connection across our great nation. And now, to help us mark this moment, I'd like to invite back Ed Dickens, the big boy locomotive engineer, who carried this bike across the country. And he's going to present it to our chairman, Union Pacific Chairman Mike McCarthy, and Norfolk Southern Chairman Richard Anderson. These gentlemen would like to join us on stage.
Wow. Looks good though. Looks good.
Yeah, that's bike.
When the Transcontinental Railroad was complete in 1869, it sparked celebrations across the country. Bells rang, including the Liberty Bell right here in Philadelphia, and that's why all of you have these bells. Once he has the fourth hit, we want all of you to ring the bells. So Jim, when you're ready, 4 times. B, O, N, E.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
We don't have an official count, but I can tell you there is very few miles, maybe across Nevada and Utah, where maybe there wasn't people. But other than that, for those that witnessed Philadelphia coming in, there were thousands upon thousands of people lined on buildings, on bridges, on parks, everywhere to see this spectacular journey. And that's a tribute to the wonderful work that is done by these fine men here.
Thank you guys!
Thank you guys!
Happy 4th of July! Yeah!
In addition to the team here, we've got the team in the cab. We've got Ted, Bruce, Bob Smetana, Bruce and Britt Malota. They're with us. They're working alongside us. They're working tirelessly with us, maintaining the locomotive, lubricating, servicing, adjusting, fixing, tweaking, whatever needs to happen, we all work together to make it happen. And the UP, think about this for a minute. It's 2026. We're celebrating our nation's 250th birthday, July 4th in Philadelphia. Thank you, Union Pacific. Out in the crowd, working behind the scenes tirelessly, are our colleagues on both the Norfolk Southern and Union Pacific. They've been here setting up the site. You can see some of them driving around in golf carts. They're attending to you. They're attending to all of us, helping us. We've got medics here coordinated with our police force along with the Norfolk Southern Police. To pull this off is a massive team endeavor. We've got mechanical riders that are working with us, and that's Chris Bailey, Tracy Murray, and Craig, I can never pronounce him, Kristawa. He's gone now, he went home. We have Curtis Woolers with us. So they get the same credit and recognition we do. A big steam locomotive is a fancy machine that we love today, and it's what a privilege it is to operate that. So with that, we can get started on some questions, and if you have any questions, kind of work your way over here and come up with some really good questions for us. Thank you.